So there was an attack against a man in Chicago that may be considered a hate crime. Now, this has been reported in Raw Story. Police in Chicago's Darien suburb said that they were investigating a possible hate crime after an elderly Sikh American was assaulted by a man who referred to him as terrorist and bin Laden. I don't know, that seems pretty self-explanatory. Seems pretty obvious that this is a hate crime. But nonetheless, they're going to be doing an investigation. Now, there's an important date coming up tomorrow, September 11th. Now, obviously, one of the most dreadful terrorist attacks that have happened on American soil, and one of the biggest attacks that have happened on American soil since Pearl Harbor. It's going to evoke some emotions. Now, in this case, it evokes some very negative emotions for somebody who obviously didn't deserve them. Now, this man is named Inderjit Singh Mukker. Now, he said that he was driving to the grocery store when a man repeatedly started cutting him off. Mukker pulled over to the side of the road to let the man go around him. You know, like, oh, hey, you keep trying to cut me off? Okay, I'll just let you go. I'll just let you go. Fine, no need to get pissy about it, right? Well, unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. But it wasn't the fact that he was driving, right? That he was doing something that was driving wrong or just pissing people off. This man stopped, reached into Mukker's car, and began punching him until he lost consciousness and suffered a fractured cheekbone and lacerations to his cheek. This is according to statements taken by the Sikh Coalition. After being transported to the hospital, Mukker recalled that the man yelled, quote, "Terrorist, go back to your country, bin Laden," and other racial slurs. Now, I love the irony about this. Go back to your country. The guy's an American citizen. He lives here. And first, okay, so before I get into this and how ridiculous this asshole is, let's go to a quote by Mukker. He says, quote, "No American should be afraid to practice their faith in our country. I'm thankful for the swift response of authorities to apprehend the individual, but without this being fully investigated as a hate crime, we risk ignoring the horrific pattern of intolerance, abuse, and violence that Sikhs and other minority communities in this country continue to face." Now, it's very important. He is a Sikh. Sikhs are not Muslims. Sikhs are not affiliated with Muslims. They are completely different. Just because somebody looks like they might be an Arab, or looks like they might be a Muslim, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a Muslim. This guy that attacked this man was so fucking stupid that he couldn't even target the right guy. I don't know, that guy looks kind of Muslim. Get him. Let's get him. Go back to your country, terrorist. Well, you know, the irony about this is that you're the terrorist. You're trying to terrorize somebody. You're doing violence against someone else when it comes to their religion. The irony here is unmistakable. And here's the thing about this guy. He thinks he's a tough guy. Beating up a Sikh. Yeah, take that. That's for 9/11, asshole. You think you're a fucking tough guy? Beating up an unarmed guy? A Sikh who's a pacifist? Somebody who doesn't employ violence? No, you think you're such a tough guy, cutting somebody off and then punching them in the face? No. If you're a real tough guy, and you want to actually go after Muslims, first of all, you actually have to learn the difference between what a Sikh and a Muslim is. And then, once you've actually learned the difference, if you still want to fight Muslims, because apparently you hate Muslims, you want to go fight Muslims, why don't you go and fight ISIS then? Why don't you go and fight ISIS if you hate Muslims so much? No, you're not going to do that? You're not going to go fight in Iraq? Chances are, this guy goes over to Iraq and actually tries to fight ISIS, he'll shit his pants out of fear. Oh my God, the Muslims! They're going to kill me! Woo! So yeah, he knows that he's too much of a pussy to actually go and fight the real ISIS, to go and fight real terrorists, that he's going to be his own terrorist. and go and beat up an innocent man. It's absolute bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Look, yeah, I'm a little worked up because I hate innocent people getting targeted for no reason, for just the way that they look. That's fucked up beyond all fucked up. Using violence against people who weren't causing you any trouble, who won't cause you any trouble, who are just going about doing their own thing, living their lives, who's an American citizen. You go and attack somebody like that and claim that you're the good guy? That you're standing up for America? You're not the good guy. You lose the argument. You become the terrorist. You become the person that's trying to instill fear on Americans. You're no better than ISIS. You're no better than a terrorist. You're no better than bin Laden. If you have that mentality.